Hi, this is Timothy Schutte with Exit Realty and Associates. Welcome back to my video blog. It's mid to end of July and it's time for a market update. It's been an interesting year, you might say. I think there's always changes happening. And some of the things that we're seeing today are a little more of a slide into a buyer's market, okay? So some of the data that I've seen shows that we're becoming a little more balanced, but I do want to stress that it's very specific price points, locations, and stuff like that. This last few weeks with the buyer activity we've seen quite a few properties that have gone under contract before we were able to look at them. But at the same time, our median sale price has dropped in our marketplace from $365 to about $350. And our days on market has ticked up. So what does that mean? That means we are seeing more of a buyer's market. As of this recording, we've had 4,130 active listings in our MLS with 1,332 new construction, which is about 32%. We have 2,037 pending, of which 452 are new construction, which is about 22%. And then sold number to date is 7,336, of which 1,393 is new construction, which is about 18%. For reference, in 2024, we had we had sales up of about 7,175, so we're about 200 units higher this year than last year. For 2023, we're about the same. That 23 and 24 was in 25 units of sales. What I anticipate for this year is, like, we've seen interest rates up, down, sideways. We've had a lot of market activity, or I should say news activity around Trump tariffs and Fed Chairman Powell on holding interest rates steady, thinking there'd be some interest rate cuts towards the end of the year, and some disagreements between the Trump administration and the Federal Reserve. That it's like we don't know what that's going to bring. We haven't really seen recessionary numbers. We've seen inflation tick up here about a week ago. And so, like, inflation's gone up a little bit. So are we going to have those interest rate drops? I don't really know. I think that going into 2026, we'll have a lot better information and data, and maybe a little more clarification from the Fed and from the Trump administration on what policies will change. With that said, I think there's some consensus with some of the median price drops, and what we're seeing, that it's a pretty good time to buy. And as we go through the end of the year, it's like we're going to see the typical bell curve. Demand might slow a little more, but interest rates coming down might make it go back up. So there's just too many variables right now on that front. Would love to sit down and talk to you about it. This is Timothy Schutte with Exit Realty and Associates.